Hi, my name is Cheyenne Riley, and this is my partner, Montana Mann. In this presentation, we're sharing the most important parts of our portfolios. I'll talk about my personal experiences working with students who have disabilities. In Montana, we'll talk about children's literature represents disability. Together, we'll explain what we learned and how these topics helped us better understand inclusion. In section 3 of my portfolio, I focus on my personal interactions with children who have speech and learning disabilities. During my clinical hours, I had meaningful opportunities to observe and support these students, and those experiences gave me a powerful insight into what inclusion, empathy, and effective teaching truly look like in the classroom. Observing their efforts to communicate, participate, and learn reminded me that teaching is just about lessons. It's about patience, connection, and helping every student feel valued. During my clinical hours, one moment that really stood out to me was helping a student during a reading activity. I assisted him with pronouncing a few words and it reminded me of my own struggles with speech and learning whenever I was younger. Seeing him work so hard made me deeply empathize with what it feels like to want support but not always know how to ask for it. This experience showed me how important it is for students with disabilities to feel seen, understood, and supported in the classroom. From my own personal experience, this moment meant a lot to me because I struggled with speech and learning challenges whenever I was younger as well. Watching this student work so hard to participate reminded me how it feels to want support but not always know how to ask for it. The experience was deeply emotional and made me reflect on how easily students with disabilities can feel misunderstood or overlooked. It reinforced me that inclusion isn't just about providing access to lessons. It's about emotional support, patience, and creating a classroom where every student feels seen and valued. I learned that students with speech and learning disabilities show incredible determination. Their desire to learn and participate is just as strong as any other student, and it reminded me that effective teaching often requires flexibility and patience. I also realized the importance of differentiated instruction, adjusting teaching methods to meet each learner's needs, even small adjustments, such as giving extra time, breaking tasks into steps, or visual learning supports, can make a huge difference in a student's confidence, comprehension, and willingness to engage in the classroom. This experience helped me shift my perspective as a future educator. Instead of focusing on what students cannot do, I started paying closer attention to their strengths and abilities. It also made me realize how important a positive classroom culture is, one that promotes acceptance, inclusion, and encouragement among all students. Even though I did not witness any major social interactions during my clinical hours, I understood that fostering a community where every learner feels supported is essential for their confidence and success. Overall, this experience was both educational and transformative. It strengthened my empathy and deepened my understanding of what inclusion truly means. It's more than giving access to lessons. Inclusion is about building trust, creating human connections, and providing emotional support. Moving forward, I am committed to creating classrooms where every student feels empowered, respected, and encouraged to reach their full potential. These are the values I want to carry into my career and ensure every learner I work with feels seen, valued, and capable of success.
I chose to cover Section 5 in the presentation because it was the most personally impactful part of the material. This section provided crucial insight into how society, media, and other individuals perceive and attempt to understand people with disabilities. It shifted my perspective away from my own internal view to a social one. I selected these three books specifically because they offer diverse, compelling narratives about characters facing different disabilities together. They demonstrate the wide range of experiences and storytelling approaches within disability literature. Book 1, A Game Most Foul. The main character, Jules, is described as a complex but driven mystery solver who has recently had to struggle with hearing loss and wearing hearing aids. The story demonstrates how her hearing struggles enhance her observational skills, making her hearing loss an unexpected asset in solving the central mystery. Book 2 Wonder. Augie, a young boy who has lived with a severe craniofacial condition for his whole life, is taking a big step into joining public school for the first time in the fifth grade. The book focuses on his inner kindness and courage as he navigates the stares, isolation, and bullying of public school. Ultimately, Augie's journey emphasizes the theme of looking beyond physical appearance and celebrating his humanity, wit, and growth. The last book, Book 3, Benji, the Bad Day, and Me, shows the life of an older brother with autism spectrum disorder. The book explains how Benji is in need of routine and how he struggles with sensory sensitivities. The book highlights that Benji expresses affection in nonverbal, routine based ways, like sharing his blanket. Through the eyes of his younger brother, the story promotes understanding and acceptance of a neurodivergent family member. So, how does children's literature portray people with disabilities? In my opinion, a significant number of books featuring or centered on characters with disabilities often utilize the familiar underdog to hero trope. While this narrative structure effectively creates compelling, uplifting stories of triumph and inspiration, it has faced criticism for potentially presenting an incomplete or romanticized view of disability. Many people argue that this trope is not always accurate because it simplifies the complex realities of living with a disability. They contend that the profound daily challenges faced by disabled individuals, such as navigating societal barriers, systematic ableism, or managing chronic conditions, do not necessarily cumulative and extraordinary behavior. Heroic achievement.